Hey guys, what's up? This is Dale here from the band Seether, and you're watching Been pretty good. It's good to be back in Europe. So always have a good time here.
Me locked up in your broken mind. I keep
It was amazing actually. It's our first time doing it, so I think at first we felt a little strange, because it's very much like a kind of a heavy metal festival, and we thought we might be a little soft, to go over with all like the real heavy death bands. But we got up, we played. There were a ton of people there, and looked like they were having a good time and singing along, and we had a couple of mosh pits going, and it was a great show. Yeah, I hope we get to do it again. It's I think it kind of goes along the same lines as the same single, Woods as Weapons. But again, it's very diverse. There's some super heavy riff stuff on there, and there's some kind of middle of the road mellow stuff again. And I think it's because we, as a band, I think we love all music, so I think that's reflected in the music we make. But yeah, hopefully people like it. I'm kind of anxious for it to come out, and that's the real test. Us as the band, we're super excited about it, and we're very proud of it. But the real test is to see what people think. So hopefully I'm not being biased, but I think it's some of the best stuff we've done. Probably the best album we've done. So yeah, I guess we'll see when it comes out. See what the general consensus is. I think yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head with the latest sort of evolution or mature version of Seether. I think we've matured a lot as a band. I think it's a natural thing. People change. The way you listen to music changes, or you think about music changes. Bands change. It's just it's an inevitable thing. So I think this album shows that we've gotten better at writing songs. I think the songs are more clever. I think they're better written, not necessarily more complicated, but I just think there's more thought behind the songs, and also there's a real sense of melody. Even on some of the songs that are some of the heaviest riff stuff we've ever done. We try and retain maybe like a melodic chorus or a bridge or something, and I know we just feel that's important. For us as a band. That's something that we enjoy in music is the melody. So we always try to retain that, and if you put that next to something really heavy, it makes it stand out even more, and makes the heavy part, they intensify each other almost. So I don't know, it's working with Brendan O'Brien as well. We've learned a lot from him over the years, and I think we're in a good place, and I actually really enjoy the direction of the new stuff. That being said, I enjoy the old stuff too, but we're getting old, I guess, and but it's not all bad. Yeah, I think mainly on this album it's relationships, usually bad, I'd say, but those are the ones that almost make you want to pick up that guitar more. It's like when you're happy, you don't really care. You'd rather like go for a walk, or go meet your buddy at the at the pub for a beer or whatever. But when you're down and you're sad or you're angry, you want to get that out of your system somehow. So you pick up a guitar or a pencil and a pad or a pen and a book, and it's all kind of therapeutic, and I think it's a good way to get that out of your system. the happiness you tend to hold on to, but the negative stuff and the negative relationships and anything that impacts you negatively, you write about that, and you scream it out, and you jam it out, you sweat it out, and you feel better for it. So we get to have that therapy kind of every night. It's kind of cool. Always after the show, there's this weird, like, you could call it like an afterglow, I guess, where you just, okay, for one, like, work's done for the day, but also you just, like, kind of sit there and let the adrenaline wear off and just get really relaxed. So it's a good feeling. It's kind of like a drug a little bit. Yeah, it's I'd like to think that we've gotten better at playing in studio, because playing in studio is different to playing live. It's all about feel and timing and things, and I guess you just need to do it, well, at least for us, we had to do it a couple times to really get used to it, and I guess get good at it. So I'd like to think that's part of it, and then the other part's technology. I mean, with Pro Tools, Pro Tools is amazing. Providing you don't abuse it. You could record something on Pro Tools and totally manipulate it and make it sound like non-human even, and I think a lot of people take it a little too far. But if you just use it to help you, and still retain that human element and make it sound analog, make it sound like you recorded to tape, but using the, just the, I guess the good parts about Pro Tools and the convenient parts, it's great. And then also working with Brendan, he likes to, get in there. He's there from the morning when we get in, and he leaves when we do at the end of the night. He's not one of those guys who just pops in and sees how it's going and leaves. So we're in there and we're working, and when we're in studio, we're going for it. And then at the end of the day, okay, let's have a game of Halo, and then we'll go home. We'll be back tomorrow morning. So it took a little over 2 weeks, but it was very much a case of we had all the music down. So it was just a case of basically recording those songs and just making little tweaks as we went. There was no big, significant, changes. It's all just little stuff here. Change this little part, shorten that, do this, whatever. So yeah, it's amazing how much you can do in 2 weeks. A little more than 2 weeks. So, and hey, it saves money, it saves time, it saves everything. So it's good. I did. I tend to hit my face on a lot of stuff. As you can see, I got a boo-boo on the nose now. Yeah, we were there riding, Oklahoma City riding, and Johnny's buddy's got a little studio there, so we just went there for, a couple of weeks, 10 days, something like that, and really just knocked out, a bunch of songs super quick. We hadn't jammed as a band in a while, and there's all this pent-up, I guess, musical maybe angst that, we hadn't played in a while, been in a room together, so it was really cool and really fun. But one night, after studio, Sean and I went for dinner at the hotel restaurant we were staying at, and after dinner we went to the bar and we were having a drink, and I popped out to have a cigarette, and it was right when it got really cold, and I think I got like snow and ice, because I was standing out in the ice and the snow smoking. I think I got like caked in the sole of my boots I was wearing, and I walked back in and just like my feet just slipped out under me, and I just cracked my head wide open on the ground. Sean was sitting at the bar, he saw me and he started laughing, and then when I didn't get up, he kind of walked over there, and I was just like face down, like pool of blood. I mean, just he turned me over and he's like, dude, I could see the white of your skull. Like, he said it looks like I got shot or something. It was like the white of my skull, just blood. It was like, he said it was like a horror show. So I don't remember any of that. I just remember waking up in the hospital, and I was tied to like a hospital bed thing with straps. Because I guess I was trying to fight the paramedics and stuff, but I was like really out of it. So yeah, it was an interesting night. I woke up in the hospital, and they stitched me up, and Yeah, I didn't get back till like 7:30 the next morning. Johnny picked us up at 11. Back in the studio. Spent the whole day playing and writing. I was swollen shut. That's dedication. There's no crying in rock and roll. Yeah, Words as Weapons actually, we wrote that song for the Seether Best Of CD that we released last year with the dog crapping on the cover. And that was one of 3 songs we recorded, 3 new songs for that. And then upon listening to the songs, we decided, we actually really like the song. We don't want to essentially throw it away on the best of. We didn't want to release the best of anyway. That's why we put the dog on there, as a little kind of a message to the record company at the time. So we decided we'd keep it for when we release a proper full-length album. And yeah, turns out it was the first single, so we're glad we hung on to it. But yeah, the video, we just I'm not 100% sure what it means, to be honest. But we had a bunch of guys in like weird suits, like body suits, running around with mirrors, and I just remember it being really, really hot. And when we got there, I mean, it's the desert, so it's cold at night, and then during the day it cooks. So I arrived there, I was wearing a leather jacket. I'm like, oh, it's cold. And it was still dark. I mean, we had to be there at like 5:30 or 6 a.m. or something. And so I'm like, oh, it's pretty cold. And the director's like, is that what you're wearing? I'm like, yeah, I guess. Is that cool? He was like, yeah, I got the jacket and everything. And then the sun came out, and it just cooked. I was cooked all day. And then some of the shots, they had mirrors. So you had the sun, and then you had like 8 mirrors reflecting the sun at you from like different parts, like being in an oven. It was hectic, but I think it turned out pretty cool. I think it's quite striking visually, even though I'm not really sure what the story is. I think it looks pretty cool.
No more love to purchase. I've invested in my.
It's funny. It changes. I think right now I really love the song called Crash on the CD. It's I love it because it's different. It doesn't follow any kind of any sort of formula. So many songs, they work best in kind of a verse, chorus, bridge, the end, kind of thing. And that song's different. It's weird. It's got no real. I mean, it has a verse and a chorus, but they're not obvious, and they could even be reversed in a weird way. And I just like it because it is a little different. It's different for us, and I think it's different to a lot of stuff that's out now. And I always like that. I like something that kind of, stands aside. It's not the kind of song that you could mistake for anyone else. And yeah, I mean, again, I'm excited to see what people think about it.
I just want to be alone.
Yeah, I'd like to do it again. Maybe not right away. We're actually planning to come back here in I think November, December, and that'll be full, loud, plugged in, crazy, kicking over beer bottles and sweating and all that stuff. But I think it'll be cool. It was really it was an amazing tour. We got to play some amazing venues we'd never have played. Like, I love old churches. I'm not religious, but I think they're beautiful, and we got to play a lot of these old churches. I mean, hundreds of years old, and you almost feel bad, like, man, we don't want to like bring all these people in here and like speak quietly, and these beautiful old stone buildings, and it was just really cool, light candles. It was such a vibe, and the acoustics were really cool, and I'd definitely like to do that again. And then from there we went to South Africa as well, so we got to go home, and I think my parents really appreciated us unplugged, because normally when we go there it's like, balls to the wall, plugged in, and I can tell they're standing there and they're like, wow, it's really good, but I think they like to unplug a little more. But yeah, hopefully we get to do it again. That'll be great. Maybe after November, when this touring cycle's kind of dying down, we get to play some of the new stuff in that environment.
When I get weak or I'm tired and afraid.
It's working really well, actually. Brian, um, he's actually been our guitar tech for a while, a couple of years. And in addition to that, he actually painted the new album cover. That's actually a painting that he did. And he used to be a graphic designer slash artist slash all kinds of things for Schecter Guitars, who the guitars we endorsed. So that's how we became friends. And then he wanted to kind of get out of the corporate thing, and we're like, yeah, well, come on the road. If nothing else, we'll have fun. And then he started helping with artwork and designing merch and stuff. And now we're like, man, we want to get another guy for the tour. Just fill the sound up. A lot of the new songs have different parts that we feel are kind of important. And the three-piece is cool, but we find ourselves being three guys, and we refuse to use tape or any kind of anything. It's just three guys up there playing, and then you're playing with these 4 or 5 piece bands, and they're running half the stuff on tape. So we're like, well, we gotta get a guy and beef it up. And then it was a question, well, who are we gonna get? And then we're like, well, Brian's kind of the obvious choice. We're already used to being on the road with a guy, living with a guy, and that's half the battle, finding someone who you can coexist with. And then obviously someone who's a decent player. But yeah, it's been working great. It's been really good, and I think the shows are better. I think visually it looks cool having another body up there, and I think sonically I think it just sounds fuller, better, and yeah, he's having a ball. So if nothing else, he's kind of living that dream. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, we want to come back in. I think it's November, December. We're going to come back here. In the meantime, we're going to be playing in the States, doing a tour there, maybe some up in Canada. And then in the new year, we're not sure yet, but we want to go to some different spots. We have a new record label now that's awesome and really supportive, and new booking agents, and we made it clear to them that we want to play places we haven't played, or played a lot, like South America, Asia, places like that. So yeah, if we could do maybe fly to Asia, play a couple shows around there, and then from there maybe down to Australia, New Zealand, and if it makes sense then to stop in South Africa and then back up to the States or up to Europe from there. I don't know. That's all speculation. That's my best case scenario, and I guess we just want to. Well, for one, we like traveling, and it's fun to be a tourist, but it's also it's fun to play in these places you've never played, and we get emails all the time from these countries like Brazil or Japan, and they're like, please come play, you've got a lot of fans here. We're trying, but every time we talk about it, like something happens and doesn't go through. So hopefully now we've got the right team in place and we can start playing abroad more, come to Europe more. We've played here probably more than anywhere overseas, but even so, we'd like to come back at least twice a year. And every time we come play, we're like, why don't we come here more? Like, the fans are amazing. It's always have a good time, and so yeah, I think we're gonna make a real attempt to do that. So I think you guys can expect to see a lot more of us.
More complications, everything's just swell.
Yeah, thanks for allowing us to come over, I guess. If it wasn't for the fans buying CDs here and buying tickets to the shows and stuff, we wouldn't be able to do this. So yeah, the fact that they behind us and we get to see the same faces, and I've already run into a bunch of people today that have been to every show, festivals nearby, some of the shows in Amsterdam at Melkbach and stuff. So it's great to see the support and the same people, and yeah, thanks for allowing us to come and play for you guys. We appreciate it.
Keep me terrified.